In the present video, we're going to continue presenting fractals in SMath Studio. I'm going to continue using the meandering fractals part 2. This is the same beginning of the worksheet that we had before. Remember, the baseline is represented by the vectors A and B. The motif is represented by the vectors C and D. And the baseline is basically the blue line upon which we're going to build the fractal, and the motif is the red line where this pattern is going to be repeated at different scales, producing the fractals of interest. The example presented in here is the one that was presented in the previous video, just to illustrate the idea of the baseline and the motif. And this is the program that is used to generate these fractals. Now we're going to use it as a baseline a square, and then we're going to have this square wave in the motif, and that produces this fractal. If we turn that wave upside down, then the fractal produces more regular. If instead of a rectangular wave I use a trapezoidal wave, then I get this symmetric shape with very interesting sides. I'm using p equal 2 in this case. I haven't tried p equal 3. Same here. I use the same trapezoidal pattern for the wave, but upside down, and I get this result. With this kind of a rectangular triangular shape sticking out of the baseline, we get this result. If I turn it upside down, I get a different shape, fractal. If I put the peak beginning at 0 and the straight line reaching to 0.1, I get this strange figure. This is a triangular baseline with a triangular kind of a couch-like peak in between. Produces this shape, and if you look at the base, it's sort of a couch curve for each one of the three sides of the triangle. This is an hexagonal baseline, and an hexagonal baseline with a triangle with a couch-like triangle produces couch-like figures, producing this symmetric hexagonal shape. And then I managed to get the coordinates for a pentagon with the peak, and it produces a shape that's somewhat similar to this one, but based on a pentagonal baseline. You're invited to try to produce the next level of curves for this case. For example, if I try p equal 3 here, the result is shown in there. You see, it's more complicated than we had before. So I invite you to download this worksheet and play with those numbers. By the way, the U and V represents this number of sides of the baseline and the number of points in the motif. That's all what it represents. So I use the correct numbers in there. And you are welcome to produce your own fractals using this meandering program. And with that, we'll conclude this second part of meandering fractals.